Safford and Normandy, just west of McKinley, right? I mean, Palm. I mean, damn. What is it, Palm? Yeah, just west of Palm, one street over. So Normandy's this little short street right there. But yeah, I lived right there.
Well, I was starting to think you may have had a love affair with San Pablo Street.
Well, I've been close to it many years.
Hey, they just had a big fire on San Pablo and Belmont or something, and it turned into it went over to a tire shop or something. Some big, huge fire yesterday.
No, that's San Pablo. I mean, not San Pablo. That was Belmont and Palm, right there where Safford comes in. It used to be, actually, at one time, that used to be where producers parked their trucks, and then a tire shop took it over or whatnot. But yeah, I know right where it's at.
Oh, okay. They just said San Pablo area on the news, so, okay.
Yeah, no, they're showing it again. They made a mistake when they said San Pablo. It was right there at Palm and Belmont right there.
All right. Anyway, I guess the fire was big. It wandered into the tire shop later, and they had to evacuate some other homes around it because ashes were flying or something.
Oh, yeah, it was definitely burned. I seen it on the news.
Sounds like an insurance job.
No, there's some homeless living in there. That's why I was on the news today again about it.
Our place was on the news the other day.
And they talked about it again today, still.
Well, they're getting into everything.
If anyone would like to know, the Bank SSB Net is live on YouTube.
Oh, good, it's working. Thanks for... I was just trying to log on a different account to make sure it was working.
Oh, isn't that special?
So we're going to be worldwide?
At least until the stream goes down.
Yeah, well, we'll keep water running so that stream won't dry up.
And good evening, Jeremy.
Good evening, everybody. I figured I'd actually get out in the shack a little bit earlier this evening. Actually, I worked on it a couple hours ago even. I was starting to feel like I was slacking, so going to try to have the stream up tonight and updated the electronic list. I had used the scratch pad for so many nets now. I had X's and I had names of radios and antenna heights, and it was starting to look kind of like gibberish.
And you're dead on frequency tonight.
Ah, good deal. Well, maybe everything will go well tonight. We'll see. Got some new parts and one of the pieces of equipment I use, I affectionately refer to as a green weenie, and we're going to hope she makes it through the net. I'm getting quite a pile of broken parts around here this year. 2020, go figure. Maybe they'll all repair themselves after the election.
That'd be an interesting one.
No, do I sound? Maybe it's my audio the way I got set up. No, doing okay here. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm good. You just sounded a little nasally. Maybe it's just my ears.
No, I just might. I've been accused of that before. That's for sure.
The audio sounds beautiful.
I was going to try to clean it up a little bit. I'm not sure if that's helping or not.
This thing sound all right?
Sounded good. Making it to the ditch banks.
Last time I did that on Titanic, was the finals out of it.
Yeah, that's never no good.
Oh, hey, Dennis, do me a favor and check me in for OTR tomorrow, because I don't think I'll be back. I'll be at a wedding.
Oh, okay. We'll make sure that you get checked in.
Yeah, don't know if I'll be back. Gonna have to go to Sacramento.
Boy, we look pretty on his FDR.
Hey, would you guys comment, is how do you want to say it, the background noise, is it loud or is it okay? Is it annoying?
Can't hear anything.
Oh, no, it's fine.
Oh, yeah, barely there is Greg.
Okay, now I'm kind of basing off both your guys' signals. Your guys' voice peaks are kind of hitting the red, so they're not quite clipping, but hopefully it's set right. It's been so long since I set it up, I kind of forgot how. Did you notice all those little mice underneath the kind of the control panel there?
I was just looking at that.
Yeah, it's not giving me a warm fuzzy about this thing making the whole net. It's when you start having things like that on your computer, it makes you go,
Yeah, that signal strength meter looks pretty cool.
Yeah, there was a couple. Well, and I know you've played around. I think you have a little bit with the SCR software. There's another. See, I can put an S meter on that big screen if my mouse doesn't leave little lines everywhere. There's a couple other things I was going to try to put up, but I was like, man, maybe I better just stick with what's working.
Yeah, you start to improve and then it all goes awry.
Yeah. Well, somebody's drawing pictures over there on the SDR. I wonder what that was going to be. I better key up, I should say.
Well, that looks like Larry.
Yeah, Larry's playing on the SDR next to us.
Yeah, see, that's pretty darn wide. And I know one radio around here that I hear often that goes that wide.
Yep, the good old double sideband Larry.
It almost looked like one of those ink blots if you're going to a psychologist. I don't know what I want to. I don't know if I want to say what I see.
Right side up, Larry's everywhere.
Stories that you're trying to tell. This is why choosing the right music makes all the difference.
Okay.
If you play...
Okay.
That boy needs therapy.
I think he's beyond the therapy.
Yeah, don't think it would help, huh?
Well, if the guy would stop keying up, I would see my pattern. Uh-oh.
Well, there you go.
That was a nice spike.
So when are we going to have some full hi-fi reception here?
Full fidelity?
Yeah. Oh, that's what the problem was. I was transmitting the audio coming in. What the heck? Then I got something else going on. Oh, it's a commercial. Ah.
Ooh, test radio.
Yeah, brick wall, straight up and down.
Yeah, that's these radios are kind of impressive that way.
Yeah, you guys are definitely locked in. It'd make the boys on 20 and 40 meter happy. They don't like seeing those artifacts.
Artifacts?
Yeah, I've listened in on Ed on the different bands, and he always gets those comments of just how good his station sounds.
I always like getting those, testing with a little bit more wattage.
Yeah, you guys are both booming in tonight. I don't have much noise out here tonight, too, so it's nice. My S meter on that SDR, though, is a little wonky. So it's kind of noise floated by S3, S4, and it sure doesn't sound like it.
God, it's terrible, man. I listen to these, like your SDR there, and I always have to do more adjustments.
No, you can't leave it alone, huh?
Nope.
That's, I'm not sure if you guys have got on. I know, Ed, you get on a couple different nets and stuff. I don't know if you listen to the various SDRs. There's one in Salt Lake and one over in, more. There's a ton of them. But I don't know, do you ever get on there and listen to them?
Oh, yeah. The one at Half Moon Bay, I listen over there for 80 meters to check out to see whether it's, I'm hitting it for the net that I'm on. So, yeah, that, and I also like adjusting your audio there because I can open it up to, like 7 wide.
Yeah, I'd like to do the same thing. I'll do it real quick, though, in case somebody's listening in. I'll bounce to a different frequency and do it again. But, yeah, man, that's about the only way to set up your audio. You can always, solicit, comments and stuff, but it's all, really comes down to people's preferences. But if you know what you want it to sound like, that's really the way to do it.
There you go, yeah. You're listening to another radio, hearing exactly how you're broadcasting to it, so you can adjust your sound. And, yeah, everybody's kind of different about the way they sound. So, and unfortunately, there are us who are kind of picky.
Yeah, they're. I've heard some people that like both you and Dennis both just have that smooth, just crystal clear audio, and they'll ask a guy, well, how's my audio sound? And oh, it's just terrible. You need to do this and this. And I'm sitting here thinking, oh, don't touch it. Don't listen to this guy.
Oh yeah. There are you listen to someone else doing the audio adjustments, and it's.
I always tell them jealousy gets them nowhere.
Your ear, so everyone's a little different.
That was a double.
Yeah, that was great.
All right, well, I'm going to step out of here for just a second. Oh, man, we got all sorts of time. I started this really early. Yeah. I don't know how to comment on my own thing. I'm such a noob at this. Somebody, if you guys are thinking about it, if you don't mind, maybe somebody can throw a comment on there that, well, I guess we only have 4 people watching, so it doesn't really matter, but I'd like to put on there that the net starts at 8. In case somebody logs on and starts watching, like, what are these guys even talking about? There's no net.
Yeah, I got a little notification on my phone that said it was up, so I get the little notification. The bell notification on the side always tells me when it's up.
Oh, good. Okay. They redid. YouTube has they updated. It's been a couple months now, but the way their screening thing looks, and they have a way. I've seen it somewhere where you can go back to the old way, and I need to do that because it was much easier for me to navigate.
Oh yeah, they're constantly changing things around.
They started charging you money for uplinks?
No, and I'm not sure how that works. This account that I have isn't linked to anything, so they may be charging somebody else. But yeah, no, nothing yet.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, everywhere you turn, somebody's trying to get money out of you.
Yeah, no kidding. And I don't really, I tried to read up exactly on how YouTube worked as far as, the channels with so many subscribers, so many subs and all likes and all that stuff, and how they get paid by that. And I don't know, smoke started coming out ears when I was trying to figure that out. I'm like, oh, well, we never have to worry about that. We only have, at most, I think we've had maybe 20 viewers at one time, so I think we're good.
Well, the one thing I've always noticed when they start charging or asking for money, somebody else comes around and starts a whole nother venue that's free. So it's kind of funny how that works.
Yeah, and I think there's a couple, I know gaming people, video gaming people use a site called Twitch a lot. I've never really checked it out. I don't know what it's all about. I know YouTube's just kind of, everybody knows YouTube, but yeah, there's getting to be quite a few of them out there. All right, well, I'm going to take the cans off here a second, and I will be back.
Yeah.
Oh, tomorrow is going to be a long day.
Yeah, it will for you, weddings and whatnot. I got to work.
Yeah, I'm usually not much for weddings, but yeah, my nephew, and he kind of wants us there, so I gotta go.
Yeah, sometimes you got to take one for the team.
Yeah, I know some of his relatives are major, like Trump derangement syndrome, so I'll have to keep my mouth shut.
Oh, no, I love that, man. Spin them out.
Yeah, I don't want to cause any problems with a family-type situation, though.
Send them into Trumperville.
Oh, yeah, man, red pill them.
Hey, Dennis.
You guys are going to need therapy.
Look what it does to Larry.
Major therapy.
Larry's always been that way.
You know, I found out that deep down inside, Larry really loves him.
Yeah, he's really a conservative, right? Down deep, he's really a Trump fan.
He named his nightcrawler Trumper.
No, he calls it Orange Man and he slaps it around.
No!
Have you ever heard of the term panspermia?
Oh, God, that's just wrong.
There are many things wrong with Larry. Of course, I've never been accused of being normal either.
Hitler Goes to Prison.
You say Biden and Hunter are going to prison?
No, this video, the title is Hitler Goes to Prison.
Say, you've done pretty good, Larry. You cleaned that thing right up.
What's that?
What do you think there, Ed?
What'd you talk about, Willis?
Well, he's still double sidebanding, so yeah, it sounds kind of weird.
That's because you have your you don't have your weirdo filter on.
Dang, I gotta give me one of them weirdo filters.
I think I need 2 of them.
Hey, there's a new YouTube video. It's called CEO Commits Suicide Without Death.
And how does that work?
Well, this guy, probably six figures, is the senior CEO for this big corporation, and all his people and managers and stuff are home because of the CEO. So he can't have his board meetings. So he's in his super big office, and he has Zoom. You know what Zoom is?
Yeah, live camera feed.
Okay, he's got this thing called Zoom, so he gets all his managers online. There's 6 of them, a couple of females and some males, and he starts to have a board meeting. Well, the phone rings, and he has to excuse himself for a second, so he's still on video because somebody's recording all this in case they miss something in the meeting. They can go back and check it out. So he mutes the Zoom, and he answers the phone, and it's another woman. You can hear her voice, and he immediately drops his pants and starts to do something. And he forgot to mute the video of the Zoom. And it didn't take long before the owner of the company came in and made an apology and said, this guy doesn't represent us at all and everything. And one of the other one calls that guy's wife and sends her to the video. I mean, how to get the video and watch it. So this guy just committed suicide on Zoom.
What a I'm not even going to say it. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. The video. I mean, he's actually doing his thing right there, talking to the other female, but didn't turn the Zoom off. And all the managers, they got a hold of the owner of the company, and one of them got a hold of the guy's wife and turned her on to the video. So I think he's pretty well wasted, and he's probably a 6 or 7 figure employee.
Yeah, his career is done.
Well, CNN just had a guy, his name's Tubin. That's kind of funny, Tubin for a name for jacking off. Yeah, he was on the Zoom, and he was caught masturbating on camera. He thought it was off and didn't turn it off.
How stupid.
Yeah, the brilliance of a lawyer.
Yeah, well, I've been hearing a lot of stuff about Zoom and people able to hack into your system while you're using it and whatnot.
Oh, probably so.
Yeah, Zoom's notorious for hackers.
You guys hear about the earthquake in Greece?
Yeah, 7-something?
Yeah, I'm watching a tsunami video from it.
Ooh, that's a good size quake.
They're watching their cars float away.
How big was the tsunami?
Looks like a few feet so far in the video.
I'm going to have to check that out.
Hey, Dennis.
Yeah, go ahead.
Another cute YouTube you can look up. This guy, he's about, 35 years old, 40 years old. He's standing in line in an auction for one of these mini storages to purchase the storage. And he pays $600 for the storage, and then everybody clears out, and he goes and gets his big 4-wheel drive and trailer to come and start unloading it, put it in the trailer. Well, some woman pulls up in a car with 3 kids. And she comes up to him and says, "This is my locker." And he says, "Well, I just purchased it." She says, "Well, all my belongings are in there, and my husband's in there." And the guy says, "Your husband's where?" He says, "Yeah, my husband's in there, and he just got killed in Iraq somewhere, and he's got a Medal of Honor, and they cremated him." He backed off. He gave it all back to her. He went up in the front, paid 6 months in advance, and brought that family home, and going to see if his wife and them can help her get assistance. And how cool is that?
Now there is a stand-up individual.
Yep, he went in and paid for that, and took the kids home, and the lady, and put them up, and they're going to try and find her apartment and find assistance, and all over a mini storage. It was just so. So I guess the $600 didn't mean nothing to him, but he helped her out. I think we're lacking people like that. That's what's wrong with this world.
Yeah, that should be on every news channel for the next week.
Yeah, you can look it up and watch it on YouTube. It's man buys mini storage. And the poor guy, the minute she told him that her husband was inside of it, and he says, well, where's your husband? And he says, he's in an urn, and he's got the Medal of Honor, and he saved the whole squadron or whatever, but he got killed, and we have no money. And the funny thing is, she got evicted from her home. She's living in the car, and she was living out of that storage during the day and has to leave at night. And the Army would quit his pay. She was getting money while he was overseas, and once he died, the money quit.
Yeah, that has always been like one of my major gripes is the family gets left behind.
Yeah, the family got left behind, and he was all she had, and just a couple of kids, and the money was great while it was coming in, but as soon as he died and they shipped him back, that was it. They stopped the payments to her, and so that's why she's homeless.
That's a pretty good dude to step up like that. That's a great story.
That's a real great guy. Like I said, the world needs more people like him, and we wouldn't be where we're at.
The service should really pay for when a fallen soldier, like that they should do something to help the family. I'm sorry, but they shouldn't be left out on the street like that.
Well, apparently they had to cremate him. They wouldn't. I mean, there was no money. I don't know how the story went. You can look it up. That's on YouTube too. The guy that buys the mini storage. But apparently the story is she was getting his paycheck or part of his paycheck sent home to take care of their needs. And then they paid to cremate him, so they cremated him, and they were left homeless. They foreclosed on their home, and so they've been living like 7 or 8 months out of this mini storage.
And I'll tell you, there is a lot of stories out there just like that.
Yeah, just watching some of the videos of the earthquake over there in Greece.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look at that.
Yeah, this one town had a pretty good-sized tsunami come through. Probably about 8 feet.
Minutes before kickoff.
Yeah, we're getting close.
Did you see that building that collapsed?
Yeah, they got multiple shots of that one.
And that was an aftershock that collapsed it.
And, yeah, I think I think Mr. Bones is out there. I just saw a big picture go across the SDR.
Roger, that was definitely me.
Hey, good evening, Bones.
Good evening.
It's even bigger than mine.
Yeah, he's bigger than life.
Yeah, that's taking up the whole screen.
It looks like a nuclear explosion. I just got to tune that one. 1111111. Hello, radio. Wow.
Canada 67, Orange Coast, standing by.
Hey, Dennis, you got 220 in your shack there.
Hey, good evening, Pat.
Good evening, Dennis.
Hey, Bones.
Hello?
Did you come up with a question for this evening? I completely forgot about that.
No, I did not. I just barely got out here, and yeah, my brain scrambled.
Well, we'll just do listener's choice. Dennis, Ed, Pat, anybody have any questions for the evening? Anybody want to donate to the cause?
Oh, well, I hadn't thought about a question.
I know we've already done the how much wood could a woodchuck chuck, so let's not do that.
Yeah, we burned that one up already. I didn't think about this. It takes me a long time to think about stuff.
I know. Why is the Earth flat?
That could be a question. Yeah. I'm gonna have to think about this.
EX contact on 11 meters.
Oh, your furthest DX contact, 11 meter only, furthest DX contact. And you have to say whether or not it was long path or short path.
There you go.
Gosh, I don't even know what I'd answer that. You know, when the band is wide open, when the sun cooperates and you're at the top of the cycle, you can. Now it's out of band. I'm not transmitting up there, so we'll get that out of the way right now. But you go up to like, 455, 460 area, 27 up 455. There's times you can hear Europe pretty good.
Yeah, if we included 10 meters, I'd be doing okay, but on 11, not very far.
Yeah, I can say some really cool 10-meter contacts with limited setups too. Those are fun times when those openings are around.
Tracked a guy on his yacht across the Indian Ocean and stayed in contact with him for 3 days each day, and finally he pulled into Madagascar, and I was able to stay in contact with him in Madagascar.
Okay, yeah, you'll have to save that one for the net then, because that is by far. I'm going to go on a limb and say that's going to be the best.
Of course, that was when I was living in the Hawaiian Islands.
Oh, knock off a couple thousand miles. That's still pretty darn cool. All that salt water. Do you miss that yet as far as antenna propagation goes?
No. No noise ever. Most amazing listening post you could ever have out there in the middle of the Pacific. And you can reach parts of the world on 11 meters that you'd never get here in the States.
Yeah, I suppose. I kind of want to, I don't have the money or the clout, but I always kind of dreamed someday of doing a DXpedition, the South Pacific or something somewhere, maybe even like Wake Island or something like that. But it's always rich old guys that got to do that. And you got to be pretty proficient at code. They don't want to take you if you're just a sideband operator only. I think that's a kind of a prerequisite also.
Yeah, I had an opportunity, and I was young and didn't think about it. In my early 20s, I stowed away on a Matson container ship, and I traveled all over the South Pacific on it.
Oh, that's probably some good stories. Yeah, I really like it there. I really like it down there. A little hot, but all through there. I've been on many of the islands, but a couple of Philippines or Guam, but yeah, it's nice down there.
I had a buddy that worked for the company, and he was like, yeah, you can stay here, you can sleep here, I'll bring food to you, and anybody comes around, just put your head down and grab a broom and act like you're doing something. So that's what I did.
Oh, there you go. And man, I am asleep at the switch. We probably have all sorts of antsy listeners ready to check in. Let's get this thing started.
No or no go for liftoff.
I think we are a go for liftoff. Good evening, everybody. And it's 8:03. Well, I guess it depends on which clock I look at. These are not synced atomic. And yeah, we'll let that one go. I don't know where that one was going. Anyways, my name is Jeremy, and if you can hear us, you're joining the Ditch Bank Sideband Net. We're a group operators meet here every week on 27.365 lower sideband. And we do a check-in. We have regular check-ins. And if this is the first time joining us, again, welcome. And please stick around. We will take guest check-ins at the end. If you want to be part of the regular roll call list, we will definitely get you on the list. Please do. And we always welcome new members. This net is right now being streamed on YouTube. If you type in the YouTube search Ditch Bank SSB Net or Google search Ditch Bank SSB, one of those ways should be able to find the live stream. And we're streaming via some SDR software, so you can get a chance to see what your radio looks like, what other radios look like, and yeah, so that's the story. Without further ado, before we get things started, courtesy of the Tower of Power, tonight's question is going to be, what is your furthest and or most exciting 11-meter contact? Now, it's 11 meters only, gentlemen, so yeah, let's see. I'm going to guess it was during the peak of a solar cycle. But yeah, think back to that one contact you just can't believe happened, and tell us a little bit about it, and that will be the question for this evening. So let's get this thing started. Sidebanders of America, Operator 775, Mr. Bones.
Well, good evening. Can you hear my garage door closing? Oh, yeah. Interruption number one for the night. Anyway, I think it was maybe Australia. I don't know. I can't remember any good ones. Anyway, 775 checking in from the Ditch Banks of Biola.
All right. Thank you for checking in, Mr. Bones. I think I talked to a guy in South Africa once. Weren't you there when I talked to him?
Yeah, I think I was the one on the other end of the microphone talking to him, and you were believing it.
Dang it. Well, that takes the fun out of that one. All right, let's move on. Operator 33, James up in Albury. How about operator 744, the bull wagon?
Oh, bull wagon present. I think about the farthest I've ever talked. Maybe other side of Bakersfield, Lamont, or something, Greenfield, or someplace like that.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, we probably should have. Yeah, it doesn't have to necessarily be skip conditions either. If this is just some backscatter or some ground wave, whatever type of propagation that you found most interesting, or whatever your favorite contact was too. All right, thanks, Bullwagon. Appreciate it. How about operator 458, Mule Skinner?
Proxy him in, Jeremy. He asked me to check him in.
Will do. We'll get the X in the square for him. Next, we move on to operator 363, Stump Jumper. I thought I heard somebody in there for just a second. Can we get a relay for that? Okay, well, we'll assume that was Stump Jumper. Sorry, for some reason I'm having trouble tonight, but that's probably on my end. Appreciate checking in. All right, let's try operator 1233, Big D.
That's me. Transworld sideband number 1233. I got a lot of background noise up here tonight. Just thought I'd put my 2 cents in.
All right, yeah, I actually have a low noise floor tonight, but normally I can hear Stump Jumper, so I'm not sure what the issue is there. All right, appreciate you checking in. And how about operator 767, Pat, over in Orange Cove?
Good evening, Jeremy. 767. My furthest contact is New Zealand, and that was 2 days ago on 38 lower. Good contact with operator Steve there, and lasted for quite a while.
Good. Those are fun when those QSOs, when it's not just a quick one, when the conditions hold up. And that was 2 days ago. Well, that's pretty darn good. Those for being where we're at. Good deal. Thanks, Pat. All right. How about operator 761, Mark and Prather?
Hello, Jeremy in the group. Right here, man. How you doing?
Doing well, thank you. Smoke. Can you want to give us a smoke report? Is it starting to kind of calm down up there? I know we haven't had any rain yet.
Yeah, it's calmed down a lot. It actually, today it actually got a little bit smoky, but yeah, the last week and a half or so, it's been, about a week, it's been a lot better, thanks.
Good, we're glad to hear that. All right, thanks for checking in, Mark. Let's try operator 621, John and Dinuba.
Proxy, John, in.
Okay, well, John will get the proxy. And how about operator 544, Dave in Easton?
Checking in. Cape Royals, Antarctica. One Sunday trying to check into the World Radio Club. I even have a postcard from them.
Oh, that's pretty good. That might give another gentleman a run for his money here from the story I just heard earlier. Yeah, nice contact. All right. We appreciate checking in, Dave.
Thank you.
And, man, I don't have any cool stories like that. Let's see. I'm next, operator 213. My name's Jeremy, sometimes go by JR, and I'll put the X in the square for me. If you're just joining us, thank you. We'll be taking guest check-ins at the end of regular roll call. And also the question of the evening is your kind of most memorable 11-meter contact. Maybe it wasn't super far away, but just interesting conditions, what have you. Let us know what that was. And also, we are streaming tonight, so if you want to check that on YouTube, you're more than welcome to. If you search Bank SSB Net, you should be able to find it. All right, next is the voice everybody knows and loves here in the Valley, the voice of OTR, and that's, where am I at here? Jeez, Operator 920, Mr. Dennis.
Hey, what a great introduction. Can you hear me? I'm on a different radio. I just want to make sure. Over.
Yeah, no problems this evening. Does sound good.
All right, very good. Well, when I'm on 11 meters, I normally am not looking for DX, even though it's there. However, when strange things happen, like dusting or backscatter, that's usually when I'm dialing around seeing what's going on. So the most memorable contact is probably long ago when we had some great, I'll just call it dusting, during the early morning hours into Los Angeles area, and with 5 watts I was talking to guys out on the freeway in Los Angeles. So not too far, but something you normally don't do over.
Yeah, great, especially with the 5 watts. Those are interesting ones there. All right, appreciate it, Dennis, and look forward to hearing you tomorrow evening on the Old Tube Radio Network. Same bat time, same bat channel, I'm assuming?
Yeah, as long as they'll let us park for a couple hours, we will be there.
All right, sounds great. Let's try operator 84, Jerry. How about operator 305, David Sanger?
Operator 305, checking in.
All right, thank you, sir. How about operator 109? That's Crawdad up in Aubrey. All right, let's see if Mr. KP's at home from work, and that's operator 142. Operator 112, Mr. Rickshaw.
112 Rickshaw, checking in.
Got you checked in. Thank you, sir. Do you have a memorable contact, or maybe is duck season open yet? I'm kind of surprised we caught you here this evening. Over.
Duck season is open, but I don't hunt on Fridays. Saturday, Sunday, and Wednesdays. Anyway, my most interesting conversation was with a naval ship, the USS Enterprise, off the coast of Saudi Arabia. It was really late at night here. I don't know what time it was there, but I'm sure they weren't supposed to be on that frequency.
Okay, that's a pretty good one, too. Yeah, that's interesting. That's somebody, that's a radio operator in the radio room playing with the HF rig saying, you know what, I got the mid-watch. Everybody's sleeping. Let's have some fun. Good story. All right, thank you, sir. Let's try operator 339, Jeff in Mariposa.
Good evening, everybody on the net. 339 up here in Mariposa. The smoke is not as bad as it has been, so that's cleared out a little bit. And let me back up the naval contact on 11 meters. When I lived down in Madeira one time late at night, I made a contact with a guy who was doing touch-and-go landings at Edwards Air Force Base. He would drop down, I wouldn't hear him for a while, they would go back up and we would communicate again. He couldn't identify the aircraft or who he was. Over.
Oh, that's pretty interesting. So I guess depending on how many years ago it was, I guess trying to guess at the aircraft. Of course, a lot of the larger aircraft do have HF capabilities. I'm not sure if any of the smaller ones do. I don't know that much about it. I wasn't in the Air Force, but I wonder if they have HF capabilities in some of the smaller ones or not. But, obviously VHF, UHF, and AM. But good story. Yeah, that's pretty neat, too, at Edwards. Great. All right, appreciate you checking in.
73s to you and everybody on the net.
And 73 to you as well. I'm glad to hear that smoke's clearing out. Next, let's try operator 321, Jerry in Madeira.
Hello, Jeremy. You sounded good tonight. The story that comes to mind, and this might take a little long, but Jimbo, KG6JFC, who's a silent key now. I remember my first experience with a sidebander. He brought over one of his dad's sidebanders, and we hooked it up, and we tuned it around, and we found some Spanish speakers. And of course, Jim could speak Spanish, and so they started a conversation, and then when Jim looked at me, he goes, "Hey man, that's Mexico," and I'm thinking, well, that's cool. I said, "Once you verify that, ask them where they're located." And he went back in Spanish and asked them where they were, and they came back and said, "We're at Madero Rancho." Anyway, as far as I'm sorry, but I just had to tell that story. It's a true story. But anyway, which is 5 miles away. But I would say, I have no idea as far as the longest contact on Skip, and I'm surprised Dennis didn't say the Hawaii thing. And I'm not sure if they can hear us, but it seemed like to me I've tried to contact them, the number one, and it seems like all they do is transmit. They don't listen. But I think one time I did make a contact in Hawaii. But anyway, okay, I'm babbling, and back to you, Jeremy. Thanks for the net.
All right, thanks, Jerry. I actually, I could see Jimbo. I kind of wish I would have been there for that contact. I didn't know he spoke fluent Spanish, but I'm sure there was lots of laughs to be had when they said, we're just down here. That's pretty good. It was fun times up at Raymond. And speaking of Raymond, we'll have to see if our newest check-in joins us this evening. Do you want to get a proxy in for the XYL over?
Roger. She's in there watching her diners, drivers, and the dimes. Thanks, Jeremy.
You bet. Thank you, Jerry. All right, next let's try operator 113, Mr. Tom out in Sanger. How about operator 54, Dean Kerman?
Hello, Jeremy. 54 checking in. And I think my radio contact that I used to have fun with before my beam got torn down, I used to talk to a guy named Rain Man in Illinois about 2 to 3 times a week.
Yeah, fine business. Yeah, it's neat when you kind of catch the same people on. Oh, I didn't even say mine. Well, I guess I get dealer's choice. First of all, thank you for checking in, Dean. I skipped mine. I don't have any good ones, but I'm going to go back to me real quick. I'd say there for a while there was a group of operators here, several of them on this net tonight. We used to talk on a certain channel, and I talk to them going home from work, and it seemed like about every day there was some guys down. You guys might have to correct me. I don't know if it's Arkansas, Alabama, Kentucky, somewhere in there, which it probably isn't too impressive, but these guys run every day, and sometimes, they'd chat with us, and other times they just would say those darn Californians are on our channel again, and they would get so frustrated. But that went on for months. I mean, every single day they were there, so that was probably mine.
Yeah, that was fun, too. Talking, like you said, talking to the same guys, man, kind of fun.
Yep, there you go. All right, thanks, Dean. Let's go with operator 449, Smitty, Southeast Fresno. How about operator 360, Ray in Dunlap?
Proxy, Ray in.
Okay, we'll get the X in the square for Ray. How about operator 310, Tony in Coursegold?
Good evening, Jeremy in the net. I hope I'm making the trip tonight.
You are making the trip over.
Roger. Appreciate it. Yeah, not on this rig, but on my other rigs I was able to get Florida quite often, and I've talked to old Showtime in the mini-grass there in Hawaii a few times on this rig. Other than that, I had one of the Canadian border. I thought it was pretty cool. And with that, I'll send it back to you, Jeremy. Thank you for running the net.
All right, thanks for being there, Tony. Appreciate it. Next, let's try operator 53, and that's Bel Air in Fresno. Doing well tonight, thank you. Do you have any memorable contacts you'd like to add to the list tonight? Good deal on the penetrator. That was my first CB antenna that my parents were super happy about when I stuck that to the side of our house when I was about 14, 15 years old. But good deal. Thanks for checking in, Bob. All right, you do the same. How about operator 111, Bob?
That's proxy Bob in.
We'll get the X in the square. That's Bob from Reedley. Next, we'll try operator 603, Joe in Fresno.
Go ahead and proxy Joe in.
Okay, we'll get the X in the square for Joe. And I skipped way too far ahead here. Okay, next, let's try lucky number 7. That's Ed.
Number 7 checking in. Don't really have any memorable ones on 11. A few down into Australia, South America, but nothing exceptional that I can think of offhand anyway.
All right, yeah, it's you start getting you want to talk about the ones on the other bands. During the last the contest 2 weekends ago, I had a great one. I operated QRP and I just said we couldn't get into those, but I was jumping up and down in my chair when I got that one. But all right, thanks Ed for checking in.
Thank you.
Next, let's try operator 559, Harold. I don't have my paper list, but it seems like Harold normally checks in. It should. I'm going to give him a proxy. That's my proxy for this evening. Next, let's try operator 502, Eric and Clovis. And I think Eric was the drive-by that one day that OTR Dennis, I think, actually was able to pull out for us. We'll call him a few more weeks here, and maybe he'll come back. I don't want to cut it off the list quite yet, but we'll see if we hear from him in the next couple weeks. Moving on, operator 43, Eric in Shaver Lake.
Operator 43 checking in. I don't really have that far one. Skip rolled through last week, and I caught Las Vegas, Nevada, so that was pretty interesting. Right up over the mountain.
Yeah, that actually is a pretty good one there. That's a short hop. That's kind of like it said that what Dennis was talking about earlier. Probably some kind of ducting or maybe some backscatter maybe for Vegas. I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, no, that's a good one. Thanks, Eric.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
You do the same. Next, let's try operator 45, Paul in North Fork. How about operator 1234, Tony in Coursegold?
Good evening, Jeremy and the net. This is 1234, Tony out of Coursegold, TC and Topcat, Transworld Sidebanders.
All right, we got the X and square, and thank you for being there.
You're welcome.
How about operator 302, Mark and O'Neill's? And the Tower of Power, operator 1017.
Good evening, Jeremy, and all the listeners. And yeah, like I said earlier, I was living in Hawaii and made contact with a gentleman one morning going across the Indian Ocean. He was in his yacht. And the second day, I caught him around 2 in the afternoon. The third day, it was late in the afternoon, and he was making port in Madagascar, and made a good contact with him there in Madagascar. And he was working, believe it or not, a dipole strung out across the mast and the backside of the yacht. So that was a pretty good one for me.
Yeah, that's great. I know you did tell us that earlier, and I'm glad you mentioned it here during that. That's a neat one. And I started thinking about a yacht in the Indian Ocean. I wonder how many years ago that was. You might mention. I don't know that I would do that now. You definitely want to stay away from the coast of Somalia or the Straits of Hormuz. That could be a bad day.
Yeah, things are very different today as far as maritime traveling. Apparently this gentleman, everywhere he would travel, he would make contacts on 11 meters up there on actually 555 on the upper side of the call channel up there.
Yeah, okay. And that's around the area I was talking about earlier, where sometimes you hear them in Europe, like 27, was it in the area of 27, 445 to 455, 450, somewhere around that, or 555 is what it is, isn't it? I'm all messed up tonight. But yeah, it's interesting when it opens up, if you have the capability to scroll up there and just listen around what you hear. Yeah,
even today, if you take the time, You can sit up there on 555 on the upper side, and some of the most, unique stations will come in there on 11 meters.
Yeah, good deal. Well, thank you, Dennis, for that. That's a pretty good one. Let's move on to operator 650, Rich in Coarsegold. How about operator 188, Snow Beast Jr.?
Evening time to the net, 188 checking in.
All right, thanks, Snow Beast. Any memorable 11-meter contacts you want to mention?
I always enjoy getting all over the Carolinas. I've made it to New York a couple times just off my old ground plane. I enjoy getting across to the east side, and if I can make it there, I'm all good.
Yeah, good deal. Yeah, nobody said Bones yet. Sometimes that can be a memorable 11-meter contact, depending on his fridge situation.
You got that right.
Nah, he must have went to bed already.
Oh no, Papa Tango 109er, South Africa, in the bush, still out here.
Oh, Dr. Peppa himself. All right, let's try operator 102, Phil in Fresno. How about operator 785, Larry in Fresno?
785 here in Chinatown.
All right, thanks, Larry, for checking in. Let's try operator 369. That's Louie in Fresno.
Proxy him in.
I'll get the proxy. Did I hear him come in there? Louie, was that you came in as well? Nope. Okay, I must be hearing things. Yeah, I'll get the proxy. Thank you, Dennis.
It was a double proxy.
Oh, Roger. Okay, well, we'll get 2 X's in the square for Louie. Now we'll see if M&M's got a station set up. We're going to try operator 9,999,999, and he is up the hill.
Go ahead and proxy M&M in. He's not quite ready yet, but he's getting close.
All right, thanks, Eric. We'll get the X in the square for M&M. Next, we'll try operator 241, Chris in Fresno.
241 here checking in. Most memorable with this rig right here, Ray gave me the connection where to go to up on 555, upper side. I talked to the Netherlands and Germany and Sweden one day, and also Italy. And then with my old rig, when I had my beam, I talked to South Africa.
Ah, good deal. That covers a lot of area there. That's Scandinavia to Central Europe and further south. All right, sounds good. Good contacts, Chris. Thanks for checking in.
Yeah, that's got to be early in the morning, though.
Yeah, I suppose it does. I always tell myself I'm going to get up early and try to catch some random gray line, but I usually don't. By the time I get up and have my coffee and go to work, I guess. But all right, let's try operator 223, Chris in Madera.
223 in Madeira checking in. I'm kind of like Ron. I guess the furthest one around is Australia.
All right, sounds good. And they're good people to talk to down there. There's been, and I can't remember who mentioned earlier, they was able to carry on the QSO with them for a while. They're fun to talk to. All right, let's try operator 305, Ed Nwani.
Go ahead, proxy Ed in.
With the proxy for Ed. Next, we'll see if the doctor's in the house. Operator 2161 in Coarsegold. I was hoping Dr. Dan would make it this evening. Interested to see what he had to say about the 11-meter contact and see where it's at. We'll catch him next week. All right, it's hard to follow along at home since we don't always go by the line numbers we're on, but we are on line 47, and it is blank. So, well, I tell you what, before we do that, is there any late or missed members that want to check in now? Okay, now back to my other train of thought. Line 47 is open and available. If you're joining us again, thank you. If you'd like to check in as a guest, we can do that, or we can get you on the list. And then you can check in every week when you're available. Please go ahead now. Check-ins. I'll sound like the Ole Miss net if you guys ever listen to that. Check-ins to the Ditch Bank sideband net. Please come now with your call sign. And crickets. Let's see. Ed, do you want to put out a call for any check-ins? See if there's somebody that can't copy net control? Uh-oh, lost Ed. I'm going to go through the list and we're going to find out who's still around. Let's head up the hill. Mark, are you still on frequency?
Oh, I'm still here. I was just across the room. Didn't grab the mic quick enough. I'll give a call for you if you want.
Yes, please do. Thank you, sir.
Looking for any and all check-ins for the Ditch Bank SSB net. Is there anybody out there? Nothing heard. Gave it a shot.
I appreciate you doing that, sir. Thank you. With that, I guess we'll just move on. If there's any items of interest, items for sale, anything else anybody would like to put out on the net, now is the time to do it. Go ahead.
November 14th, the Fresno Radio Club having a swap meet there at Larry Lyons Automotive, which I don't think it's in business anymore, but that shop there, I think it's Clovis and Gettysburg in that area.
That's right. That's on the 14th. We're going to have a busy day on the 14th. We have another meeting later that day, too, that you and I believe, are required to attend. Are you taking a trailer? You can come by the house and get some stuff to put in your trailer?
You better be going with me.
I think I am going to be going with you and get everything lined up for what's going on later in the day, and then I'll probably take off and go check that out, see what kind of deals and steals. There won't be any steals, but we'll see if there's any deals on November the 14th. All right. Does anybody else have anything else for the net? Well, with that, I want to say thank you, everybody, for being here. I enjoy this every Friday. I'm glad it's still going. Glad everybody's getting here on Friday. Some people are here early too. That's nice to hear. People are in there testing, tuning, warming up. Again, this is it's on YouTube, so you can check it out. I'll have to timestamp it here later if you want to get right to where the net's at, so you have to search around for it. But at some point in time, it will be published. I haven't still figured out how to time that out, but usually by the time I go to bed, it makes it up. So you can check that out later. Also, remember, the big day is approaching very, very fast. It is almost Election Day, and just remember that's you can't complain about politics unless you vote. That's how I look at it. So go out, make your voices heard, and I think some of the polls in Fresno County, the official polls, or not the drop boxes, I think they open tomorrow even. So anyways, they're trying to get them open a little earlier, so maybe beat the rush. Anyways, get out there and vote. Rock the vote, I think they used to call it on MTV. I don't know if MTV is even still a station, but again, thank you, everybody. 73 all on. Hope everybody has a great week coming up, and look forward to talking to you guys again next Friday. 73.
73s, man. Take care. Great net.
And we have pictures tonight, too.
And I think I didn't look at that. Nobody said anything. Let me pull it. It says it's still working, so there you go. That might be the first net in a really long time that we made it through the whole thing.
It's still working. It's got some strange mouse arrows thing on the right side, but that was up there the whole time. Didn't affect anything.
Yeah, I think my mouse was hitting the little brown jug or something. I didn't know if it'd make it simply because it was doing that. Matter of fact, I bet I can put more on there just by wiggling around on this other screen. No, I was trying to stay off my other screen because of that. But yeah, we made it.
Question is what was in that little brown jug?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's my computer. I just finished building a computer, and it ended up going in the house, and I'm very happy with it. And I got to think about the other day, like the computer I use all the time for books and radio stuff and everything. The one in the office is the oldest computer in our house now officially, and it doesn't make much sense. I probably should replace it, but we'll wait.
I like the question of the night. That's pretty cool. There's some good stories there.
That was a good one, and that was, of course, came via Dennis at Tower Power. So that's good. Maybe we'll just go around, and the people that we hear out there earlier, that we'll do listener's choice like that.
Yeah, a couple of interesting ones there. Like 3 really good ones.
Now, you got to love long-distance communications when it's not wired and you don't get a bill at the end of the month.
Yeah, for sure. Now that's, it was always fun on CB. That's actually what got me hooked on ham, was I went to one of those GOTA stations. It was the old SJ VARS. During field day, they had a GOTA station set up there, and I don't even know how I got the invite up there, but I went up there to that and had to get on the air station, is what they call it. It's a free station for the field day event, and there was a very nice gentleman sitting there with his son, and he just had a long wire, random wire. It was like 300-400 foot long, hooked up to the old auto tuner, and got on 20 meters, and he's like, hey, you want to give it a shot? I said, oh, yeah, I've talked on the radio before, and I just started hitting all these different states just on a whim. I was like, oh, yeah, I'm hooked.
It's amazing how that works.
Station.
Excuse me. Go ahead, station.
Yeah, 767 past North Cove. Last week I had an interesting one. It wasn't real far, but it was to Cuba, and I'd never talked to Cuba before.
Now was that last? Did you might have just said that. Was that last weekend by chance?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. So Saturday and Sunday, there was about 3 different times Saturday during the day, and there was about twice on Sunday, where 10 meters, which of course is very close to this frequency, it was just amazing down south. Just beautiful conditions. So that's Cuba. That's great.
Yeah, I was very surprised that they even let them have radios.
Yeah, no kidding. It's kind of like what's the most sought after DX prefix? I don't even know if they have a prefix, but it would be North Korea. That's where I always ask Bones, like, hey, you make any cool DX contests? Oh yeah, North Korea. Yeah, I talked to North Korea this weekend.
On that one you're saying in Cuba, wasn't that a little bit further east than it was south?
Yeah, I suppose that'd be, so I guess I should verify that. So yeah, so basically like from Florida to western South America, it was just this big swath that was just wide open.
Now I'm talking about the one to Cuba.
Yeah, 10 meters now. I've talked to Sumatra. That's a pretty long haul.
Yeah, that would be a good one. I'd have to look. I don't know where my Sumatra would be a good one. I think I had one good one on 10 meters, but I don't remember. We'll see if I can open this up while my stream's going. It'll probably crash it.
Hey, Jeremy?
Yes, sir.
In my younger days, I was stationed in Jacksonville, Florida, and I had a single-wide mobile home, and I built a wide-spaced 5-element Yagi. I still have the photo of it here, and the antenna went about 6 or 7 feet longer than either end of the mobile home.
That's a picture you're going to have to frame and put in the shack.
Yeah, it's a great picture.
Yeah, the antenna is literally bigger than the home.
Yeah, and it was great. When the wind would blow, the antenna would move the mobile home side to side.
Oh, no kidding.
I think the biggest antenna I've seen around here was over off of Clovis Avenue, just north of, what would that be, Dakota, on the left-hand side of the road there, in Clovis area right there. That one, it covered his house all the way out to the middle of the dang street.
Tarpey Village.
Yeah, I don't remember the guy's call, but at one time he had two, not one, but two log periodics up there.
I seen that guy was driving by there one day, and he was up on top of that thing, walking on the boom.
Yeah, I grew up just outside of Lincoln, Nebraska, right by the old High Gain manufacturing facility was in Lincoln, and this would be, I guess, early 80s. But they had an antenna testing a range there, an antenna range, and they had a couple just huge log periodics like that where, excuse me, it was like a RON 25 tower section that was the boom, and they'd go up there and walk along it.
I'm so jealous.
You know, and I was thinking about that the other day when that factory got bought out. All those antennas were still out there on that range, and they probably just took a dozer and like scrapped them all. Oh, it'd have been so sad.
That would make you cry.
Remember, you still have the pictures going, don't you? Yeah, it looks like it.
Yes, sir.
All right, I've got a new radio, so I wanted to do a test so I could kind of guess and see what the difference is. My signal is weak and puny, so it won't make much difference, but I'm just checking some difference between my ALC audio and what happens with extra audio gain, and I think I'm getting some RF, but I wanted to see what the picture does. Over.
Yeah, it is there for your testing pleasures. Yeah, we'll leave it up and going while people are still out here.
All right, unfortunately I'm in menu land here, so I've got to get in and out. All right, let me go back down to 5%. That's 5% audio at 75% power. And there is 50% audio at 75% power. And then we'll go 50% audio at 100% power. Over. And I remembered to smile when I did it.
Sounding good.
Are you on the Starduster, Dennis?
That's a good question. Let me look behind me here. It's like for a minute I thought I wasn't on anything. I believe I'm on the Starduster, yes. But I'm on a different radio, so I don't know what my power is compared to the other one. Talk about this thing. And the vertical requires a little tweak on the external tuner to get matched. Although, the auto tuner may actually figure it out a little bit better. But I think just from the receive I was doing, the vertical is set for 10 meters and then did a Starduster on this frequency.
Well, that rig seems to work pretty well.
It sounds good. It's got the wider bandwidth, so you guys are on my headphones are just, I can go crazy because I can hear the 10 hertz difference because you got so much low frequency going on. I'm kind of waiting to hear, John Motormouth, who's got that antenna he built with a 120-foot boom. and see if he makes it in here on backscatter. He used to with his old one occasionally, but the new one is just, I've never seen 11-meter designated antenna with that long of a boom.
Wait, when you see the cable supports on that thing, it's amazing.
Yeah, I guess he used Philips Gen. He's got not only the boom supports, but he's got what is the side. I've never seen when we had to have supports on the side to keep the thing from, killing itself in a wind.
It's got supports on top of supports.
I can't remember what he said, but it was thousands of feet of Philips Gen. I don't even know what that cost. That's expensive just for the support wire.
What diameter?
I think it's a 3-inch boom. But because it's so long, obviously you have to have the boom brace. But then he's got side boom braces on the thing. I've never seen one like that.
You know that antenna that was out there on Clovis Avenue, Tarpey Village, that area? I had seen it on Craigslist years back for sale. I think they only went at $350 for that thing.
Yeah, there was actually two guys out there. There was the one that had the log periodics, and then a couple blocks up was the other guy. And I can't remember. He had a stepper there at the end. That was Jim Clymer, but I didn't know the other guy.
Yeah, I seen him on Craigslist at $350. I go, man, that thing is, it was humongous. Probably, yeah, it was like 40 foot long.
Yeah, at least. Well, when it's up in the air and it looks giant, when it's 100 feet in the air and it looks giant, it's big when it comes down on the ground.
Yeah, one guy had a big old cubicle quad over there.
Yeah, that one got taken out in a windstorm years ago.
Timber!
I heard Bones is going to put up an 80-meter Yagi.
There's a guy in Las Vegas has got a full-size quad for 80 meters.
How big?
He rotates it with a four-cylinder engine and a transfer case and a differential as the rotator for the boom, or I should say the mast.
Oh, geez. And he says, did you say it was a multi-element quad, too?
It's a two-element, full-size quad for 80 meters.
Oh, my goodness. That's got to be something to see.
I was listening to a guy yesterday and checked his QRZ profile. I think it's K1KW, and he's got a picture of his 3-element 75-meter Yagi. That's just, you can just see the elements the kind of drooping a little bit, but you think, how in the heck do you first, once it's on the ground and get the thing in the air without killing somebody?
I know I know who he bought it from.
I'm going to guess M squared.
Yep.
Probably only been making them now, unless it's KLM, but that would be the old M squared.
I have my eye, I'll never be able to afford it. I have to wait to find one used, but the M squared has a shortened 3-element 40-meter beam that I think would look great above the house. I don't think my wife will agree with me, though.
We look at these things and we think they're a work of art, but everybody else doesn't have the same opinion.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head there.
Just tell him it's for the new 7G.
we go to, maybe somebody's wedding out of town or something. I'm like, oh, there's a ham radio operator. Look at that antenna. That's blah, blah, blah. And she's like, God, that's hideous looking. I'm like, oh, that's beautiful.
I always like it when the neighbors come by and say, you must be able to get a lot of TV stations with that thing. And I just shake my head, yeah.
You say, yep, I don't pay for nothing.
Had a little neighbor kid down the road. Do you work for the FBI? I said, no. He's like, what do you do with those? I said, I talk to aliens.
Oh, no.
Really?
Yeah, my neighbors around here, I'm sure they all chuckle after I leave the room, but well, I guess they know Bones too, so. Well, they always say, who do you talk to? Whoever I want. What do you talk about? Well, mostly about radio stuff and who we've talked to. It's kind of a joke. Well, does anybody else want to use the SDR? I think I might shut that down and I guess wait for it to publish.
I'm done, thanks. What a great service.
Oh, just trying to keep up with the Joneses. The Saturday night program set a pretty high benchmark.
Yeah, definitely thank you for the SDR.
I need to put a webcam on it, but I think I'm going to put that up over at Bones' house. So we'll have a webcam at his house. We'll do the SDR here. What do you think about that, Bones?
Put one in Bones' garage.
Well, you know what? The only trouble with that, I think it'll get too much reflection off of the Coors Light cams.
I'll just tap into Bobby's camera. He's already got pointed at your house.
Maybe you can get a sponsor ID and make some money.
Ooh, yeah. We're going to have to contact the Galaxy. We're going to have to get a hold of somebody in the Philippines and start to see if they'll pick up the channel.
Station?
Yes, sir.
188 Snow Beast. Hey, quick question. Maybe you guys might be able to help me out. I'm working on a 5-element gizmochi that I've got up in the air right now, and I can't seem to get the SWRs on that down as far as a claim, I guess. I'm about a 1.8 on the ends, and then I can drop it down to a 1.1 on 20. But that's as low as I can go, and I was even making adjustments to the driving element. Can I also make adjustments on the directors, and would that help bring anything else down?
Spacing on the directors?
Yeah, the spacing on that would probably make more difference. Are you just checking SWR, or are you checking impedance or anything else? Or do you have an analyzer? Because is that gamma fed? I'm trying to think of the matching element on that.
Yeah, it has a horizontal and vertical gamma. I was on an older MFJ, the 249, was pretty much just a basic SWR reader analyzer. Today I just got in the mail, I purchased one of the Rig Expert, the AA35 zooms, and I'm going to try it from there. But as for the spacing on all the elements, I've gone strictly by the book on that. Do you think I should still veer from that to change the spacing and see what happens?
I would leave the spacing, my opinion, and Dennis might have more information for you. I'd leave the spacing as recommended. You have a Rig Expert, you're going to have everything you need to know about that antenna. Start focus on resonance first, and then start trying to adjust impedance would be, I think, probably the simplest approach would be what I suggest. Dennis, what would you add to that?
Well, I've always done it old school, ladder time, but I've always found get the SWRs as close as you can from one end of the spectrum that you're working in. In other words, say channel 40, channel 1, and then center it on channel 20. That's just an example. And your lowest SWR would be at channel 20. If you want to continue to bring it down, you can either bring the first director closest to the driven element closer to the driven element, or you can shorten the length on the reflector a little bit, and that will also help bring the SWRs down.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely something I might try in the morning then. I'm on channel 1, I'm at a 1.8. Channel 40, I ended up with a 1.8. And I'm at 1.1 on channel 20, so I've got the pattern. I just would like to see the ends come down a little bit more.
And your feed line you're using?
It's a heavy line. I had Bill make them up for me before he had left to go to Wyoming. They're 75 foot.
Okay. I know sometimes you got to do the formula for the velocity factor of the type of coax you are using on your feed line, and sometimes just trimming or lengthening the coax a little bit according to formula will make a big difference.
Okay, I just recently read that, and it wasn't the question, so you just brought it up, but that is something I will definitely look at. Now, can I also check that with this new, the A35 zoom?
Yes, you can.
Yep, and that's even easier because you won't have to it'll do all the work for you and tell you what your cut resonant length is.
Okay, cool. So I better start doing some reading on how to use it.
Yeah, and I should add also multiples thereof of that length would affect it. And also, keep in mind, of course, 1.8 is probably a little bit high just for... the 11-meter band's pretty wide, all things considered, relative to some amateur radio bands. And if you're at 1.1 on 20, you have an efficiency in a sense. You don't necessarily want an antenna just, oh gosh, I'm 1.1 across the board from, 26.5 to 28.5 or something. That's not necessarily a sign of an efficient antenna either. So I think you're already in the ballpark. It's just a matter of probably fine-tuning.
Okay. Well, it makes me feel good. The only thing I was worried about is on that particular antenna, the driving element that the factory measurements call out at 105 inch, and on the horizontal and on the parasitic element. But I've got the driving element down to, I believe, 100 and a half inches, and I was a little concerned that might be too low. Was there another adjustment I need to make prior to that before I get that one element dropped?
Well, you're dealing with the height above the ground and what is surrounding that antenna. Basically, you're tuning the antenna to its environment.
10-4. At the moment, it's 28-foot nested or 29-foot nested down, and then once I get I'll make an adjustment. I'll come back down off the scissor lift and I'll run the tower up to 44 feet. 44 foot to the boom, and double check it again there, and that's where I'm getting the last reading I got.
Yeah, a lot of times the further up you go, you'll end up lengthening the driven element a little bit. So like Jeremy said, you're in the ballpark. You're already there as far as the parameters of the antenna. Now it's just a matter of like I said, formula on the feed line. And you may notice that you'll have to lengthen that driven element the further up you go.
Awesome. Okay. Gentlemen, thank you so much. I'm going to give some of those ideas a whirl in the morning. In the meantime, I'll get my little manual out and see how to work this little expert thing.
Pretty cool. Good luck.
If you're getting a 1-to-1 somewhere in the middle of band, there isn't too much you're doing wrong.
Well, it started at 105 inch on the driven element. My 1-to-1 was down into, I think, 26,500 or so, and as I brought the driven element in at the 28 to 30 foot mark, that's where I ended up with the 1-1 on channel 20, and then a little even on the sides.
Yeah, you're doing it right, because that's what you need to adjust. Everything else is parasitic, I would think. So you figure out where's the majority of your operating going to be, and are you going to be more below 1 or more above 40, and then you can adjust your 1-to-1.
Okay. Sounds good. Awesome. Gentlemen, thank you so much. I really appreciate the time. And if I catch you out here in between, great. If not, I'll definitely see you guys on Friday.
Sounds good. Good luck.
And that's a definition of a big strapper, 5 elements.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to have to talk my neighbor into getting up his stacked moonrakers. I don't know what he's been doing. He's lazy. He's been drinking too many Coors Lights.
I'm going to find a new friend. If anybody want to be my new friend, I have another 54-foot freestanding tower. And if you help me put mine up, I'll give you the other one.
Oh, I'm there.
I was going to say, I just lost my tower?
Oh, what happened, Jeremy? No, you want to go above and beyond. You want a 80-foot freestanding tower.
Now, do you have a beam to go with it? I'm your best friend.
I just want to be over 70 for my 40-meter beam that I don't have and probably never will.
You realize the rotor you're going to need for that 40-meter beam.
You know, I do, and the sad thing is I actually sold a prop pitch with an M-squared controller, probably about 2 or 3 years ago, because I said, I'll never have an antenna big enough where I need a prop pitch rotor. And now I'm like, I would sure like to have that prop pitch rotor back.
Oh.
Well, you made good money on it, though. That was a good deal.
Yeah, but it's not really replaceable, I guess. I don't know.
Rotors aren't cheap.
No, they're not. And good ones really aren't cheap. No.
I bought my tail twister probably 30 years ago, and they're 5 times that price now.
Yeah, I've got an old Ham 3.
Well, let's keep that a secret between us, and maybe we'll get lucky and find one cheap at the swap meet.
There you go.
Well, Jeremy, thank you for taking the time to set up the SDR. Man, it makes a world of difference.
It does. I like that.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, I enjoy having it up too, and I think a lot of people do. So, and to be honest, I've just been kind of lazy here lately after it not working so many times in a row, and I was kind of like, heck with it, I'm not mess with it no more. But it's like, we better try to bring it back. So, yeah, we'll have it up again next week. I'm going to see if Bones will be around next week. Maybe have him run the net, but we'll still have this up.
Yeah, but I thought if I talk too much, it's just that big ugly splattery mess.
Well, that's true, but I'm used to it.
And you can control it over the internet. Then every time Ron talks, you have to put in the 60 dB attenuator.
Yeah, I could. All joking aside, we probably could link something through the repeater here, Ron, and I guess, I don't know. Key it through the repeater, and I'll have it kick off the push to talk over here, and it'll take out the SDR.
Got the perfect fix, Jeremy.
What's that?
The shock collar on him, and if it goes above 60 dB, he gets nailed.
Perfect.
Ooh, that's cool.
All right, I am going to I've been yakking away here. I'm going to save that file, shut this down, and go see what the kids have going on. Friday, they're probably watching a movie. So, hey, thanks, guys, again for being here every week. Enjoy talking with you, and we'll catch you probably some tomorrow and some next week.
Take care, 73.
73.
All right, thanks. And remember, it will always work the next week if you never touch it and don't use it for anything else.
Fingers crossed.
Leave it alone.
Oh, you won't be out here tomorrow, Jeremy. You got trick-or-treating to do.
Oh, I had the headset off, but I heard that. Yeah. Oh, and there are multiple adult trick-or-treaters in the caravan that are expecting a picture of Bloody Marys. So you and the XYL better have that ready.
That's what I heard, man. I got to go hide all my good beer so them other guys don't drink my beer. Yeah, I'll just go buy more. Anyway, yeah, Bloody Marys, okay.
Just for everybody else's stall frequency, you realize when he said he has to go hide his good beer, he's talking about hiding Coors Light.
My mom's got some Bud Light, I'll give him that.
He's got some Michelob Ultra over there.
Oh, that is true. That's true. I do.